I'm Jovert II Apalla and I'm going to report networking and what are the topics that included in this chapter. First, what is networking? Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts, and linking of computers to allow them to operate interactively. First, what is data communication? A data communication is the transfer and reception of data over and point-to-point of multi-point communication channel. For example, such are copper wires, optical fibers, wireless communication channels, storage media, and computer fuses. Data communication refers to the transmission of this digital data between two or more computers, and a computer network or data network is a telecommunication network that allows computers to exchange data. The best known computer network is the Internet. For example, a common example of data communications is a computer connected to the Internet via Wi-Fi connection, which uses a wireless medium to send or receive data from one or more remote servers. The 5 characteristics of effective communication are: first, it uses the same transmission medium and language. There are 4 main types of communication we use on a daily basis. First one is the verbal, the non-verbal, the written, and the visual. And the second one is the direct and indirect communication. Direct communication happens when speaker's true intentions are communicated in his/her verbal message. It expresses the speaker's sender's needs, the desires explicitly. And indirect communication happens when a speaker's true intentions are hidden. For example, indirect communication is a way of suggesting or hinting at one or really wants to needs in via body language, tone of voice, and or gestures. And indirect communication will be ghosting someone after a date. That is the best example for indirect communication. And third one is mutual understanding. Directory definition of communication: the way the process of reaching mutual understanding in which participants not only exchange information and use ideas and feelings but also create and share meaning. It is a process of sending and receiving information with an end result in mind. When communicating your ideas, you must be able to make them known and understood before they can be or will be accepted. The fourth one is a continuous process. The process of communication starts with the sender encoding the idea and sending it to the receiver via medium or a channel. The receiver job is to decode and encoded message and extract information from it, and then also understand the message. And the fifth one is the use of words as well as symbols. Because when you speak or write, your words act symbols for what you are meaning. People who are unable to use words in the traditional sense because they are not able to speak need some other symbol system available them to get their message across. And data refers to information presented in whatever form is agreed upon by the parties by creating and using the data. So what is data? Data is defined as facts or figures or information that is stored in or used by a computer. For an example, data is an information collected for a research paper. A name given to basic facts and entities such as names and numbers. The name examples of data are weights, prices, costs, numbers and items sold, employee names, product names, addresses, tax codes, registration marks, and etc. There are 3 fundamental characteristics of a data communication. The first one is delivery. Delivery means the delivery to the making available to buyer of various information and documents concerning the companies or seller either through the delivery of hard copies, delivery of electronic copies, or access given to a buyer to the data site. It is being understood and agreed in the respective of the manner. Parang ang ibig sabihin nito is, kung ano yung hinihingi talaga ng company, dapat yun ang ina-expect nila makuha nila. That is the delivery. Accuracy. The system must deliver the data accurately. Data accuracy is the one components of data quality that refers to whether the data values stored for an object are the correct values. To be correct, a data values must be the right value and must be represented in consistent and ambiguous form. Because data accuracy enables better decision making. The highest data quality provides a certain level of confidence to all who need to depend on that data. If data quality is high, the users will be able to produce better outputs. That increases business efficiency and lower risk in the outcomes. When I say must be represented in a consistent and ambiguous form, for example, my birth date is December 13, 1941. If a personal database has a birth date data element that is aspect dates in USA format, a date of 12/13/1941 would be correct. That's how you're going to do. That is the best example for data accuracy. And the third one is the timeliness. Timeliness refers to the time expectation for accessibility and availability of information. Timeliness can be measured as the time between when information is expected and when it's readily available for use. The success of business application are relying on a master of data depend on consistent and timely information. You must be on time. That is the meaning of timeliness. Parang ibig sabihin ng timeliness is yung, for example, ang hinihingi, ang ina-expect na dumating ng umorder ng company is, for example, is June 34. Bago dapat ang June 34 o June 34, nakuha na nila yung product na hinihingi nila. Na walang delay, ganun, na walang cheche boreche. Dapat makuha na agad nila yung product na hinihingi nila sa'yo. And now, let's proceed to the 5 components of data communication. The first one is the message. Message is the transmission of data to be communicated. It can consist text, numbers, pictures, sound or video, or any combination of these. A protocol is a set of rules that governs data communication. I include this in message because they are connected to each other. To give you more definition of message, a message is a communication or statement conveyed from one person or a group to another. It is generally transmitted verbally or in writing. A message can also be sent via a loop or a gesture. In today's world, people tend to use email to send a short message. Now, let's proceed to sender. Sender can be computer or device that sends the data or message is called sender in a data communication system. Computer is usually used as a transmitter. It is whether called a computer, a workstation, a telephone, video camera, and etc. that can send a message. Sender is the anything device that can send a message to the other device connected to the network. And now let's proceed to the receiver. A receiver is the device which is expecting the data from other device on the network. A receiver that accepts a signal from transmission system and converts it into usable form for the destination device. Accept the incoming data from the receiver. The destination device can be a telephone, a computer, a network switch, and etc. And now let's proceed to medium. Communication medium refers to the physical channel through which is data sent and received. The speed of data transmission or data rate depends upon the type of medium being used in the network. There are basically 2 types of network, the wired network and the wireless network. The best example of medium is the personal calls, mail letter, email message, and face-to-face discussion. And now let's proceed to the protocol. Protocol is a standard or set of rules that allow electronic device to communicate with others. These rules include what type of data may be transmitted and what are the commands are used to send and receive data, and how are the data transferred and confirmed. And now, what is data representation? A data representation refers to the form in which data is stored, processed, and transmitted. Devices such as smartphones, iPads, and computer are the best example of data representation, because in digital formats that can be handled by electronic circuitry. How text-based data is represented? All computer data, including text, image, sounds, and is represented using binary. Work between ASCII and Unicode to understand relationship between them. Encodes image using binary. First is text, the second one is numbers, the third is image, and the fourth one is audio, and the fifth one is video. And now let's proceed. It is not included here, but let's proceed to the data types. The first one is the decimal number system, the binary number system, the octal number system, and the hexadecimal number system. Data flow. So what is data flow? A data flow is a path of data to move from one part of the information system to another. A data flow may represent a single data element such as customer ID, or it can represent a set of data elements or such a data structure. First is the simplex. What is simplex? Simplex is communication is unidirectional. Unidirectional means it's a type of communication only transmitted in one direction. And the second one is haptoplex. Its stations can both transmit and receive but not at the same time. It means it is a type of communication in which data can flow back and forth between two devices but not simultaneously. And the third one is the full duplex. Both stations can transmit and receive simultaneously. It means this type of communication can flow two ways at the same time. It is better than simple half duplex because full duplex can flow at the same time. Because full duplex can send the data and also can receive the data simultaneously. The simplex mode provides less performance than half duplex and full duplex. Because the half duplex mode provides less performance than full duplex. Full duplex provides better performance than simplex and duplex mode. And now let's proceed to the network criteria. A network must be able to meet certain criteria because it helps to improve network functionality. These are the most important in network criteria. First is the performance. First performance. Performance can be measured in many ways, including transit time and response time. The second one is the reliability. It is measured by frequency of failure, the time it takes to link, to recover, and to start again. The third one is the security. Security should include in protecting data from unauthorized access and viruses. And now, the categories of network. First one is the size. The second one is the ownership. The distance is covered, and physical architecture. And now, let's proceed to the categories. First one is the local area network, or the LAN. LAN is a group of computers and peripheral devices that share a common communication line or wireless link in a distinct geographic area like home. Ang best example nito is yung Wi-Fi sa isang bahay. For example, it covers only the the Wi-Fi can cover only the home, and it can only give signal to the 5 cellphone. Yun lamang ang kayang ma-cover ng LAN, o parang ganun lang kalaki yung kala nyo i-cover. Unlike sa metropolitan. And metropolitan area network can serve a large geographical area between 5 to 50 kilometer range. Ang best example naman nito is yung ISU campus. Ganun kalawak ang range na kaya niyang i-cover. Unlike dun sa LAN, yung nako-cover lang niya is yung parang yung home lang. And then yung metropolitan, medyo malawak yung nako-cover niya. Yung buong ISU, kaya niyang, for example, yung wifi doon, is kaya niyang i-cover yung buong school. Ganun kalawak yung range na nako-cover niya. And the wide area network, telecommunications, can extend over a large geographic area. Wala na akong boses, sir. Are often established with these telecommunication circuits. Ang best example nito is yung, for example, is the whole region of Isabela. For example, is the smart telecommunications. Ganun kalawak yung nako-cover niya. Yung signal na meron yung smart. Parang ganun. Parang buong Isabela kaya niyang bigyan ng signal. Ganun kalawak yung range na kaya niyang i-cover. Karalang ito kay Sir Gante nun. Kaya alam ko to. And now, ay na nga yung categories and chart. Okay. Categories are the LAN, or the local area network, the MAN, which is the metropolitan area network, and the WAN, which is the wide area network. Sa size, building or campus. Kamali ako dun sa building or campus, ganun na, for example. Pero hindi, best example ba na? Yung nagamit ko kanina, hindi nagkamali ako. Pero ganun yung best example niya. So, binigay ko kanina, sir. And now, let's proceed to the... So, ayun, nagkamali ako dun sa LAN and MAN. Pero mas malawak talaga ang coverage ng MAN. Pero an example ko lang yung LAN dun sa house, kasi nga mas maliit yung nako-cover niya. Pero hindi naman ako nagkamali, binigyan ko lang siya ng best definition. Oo nga, yun nga. Sa MAN, yun palang definition niya ng example na binigay ko dun sa MAN, is yun talaga ang parang best example naman ng LAN. Sorry, nagkamali ako dun, sir. Okay. Pero yung WN ko, tama yung definition na binigay ko. Yung example na binigay ko. And now, let's proceed to a network. A network is a group of connected communication devices such as computers and printers. Okay, let me give you a definition of a network in others. A network can consist two or more computers that are linked in order to share resources such as printers and CDs, exchange files, or all electronic communications. The computers on our network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellites, or infrared light beams. A computer on a network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, and radios, and infrared links, like local area network. In the mid-1960s, standalone devices, ARPA, Advanced Research Projects, and DoD stands for Department of Defense. In 1967, ACM, or the Association for Computing Machinery Meeting, the IRP are invented, the ARPANET, and the IMP, or stands for Interfaces, the distance message professor. IMP stands for IMP. In 1969, ARPANET Reality for Nodes are the first, University of California, Los Angeles. The second one is the University of California, Santa Barbara. The third one is Stanford Research Institute, and the fourth one is the University of TCP Network Control Protocol in 1972, WindServe and WAVCAN Internet Project. Transmission Control Protocol that are the TCP, datagram relation, wrap, then unwrap. Datagram UDP prioritizes time over reliability, and third one is the function of a gate between two networks. Okay, let's proceed to the shortly thereafter. Shortly thereafter, the segmentation, okay, reassembly error. The network segmentation is an architectural approach to divide network into a multiple segments or subnets, each acting as its own small network. This allows network administrators to control the flow of traffic between subnet scopes and granular policies. Segmentation divides a computer network into smaller parts. The purpose is to improve network performance and security. The main purpose of segmentation is to improve performance and security. In terms that mean the same thing are network segregation, network partitioning, and network isolation. And reassembly. In a packet switch telecommunication network, segmentation and reassembly is the process of breaking packet into smaller units before transmissioning and reassembling them into the proper order and receiving end of the communication. And the three is the error detection. Nabubulo na ako, sir. Is the process of detecting the errors that are present in the data transmitted from transmitter to receiver. In a communication system, we use redundancy codes to detect these errors by adding to the data while transmitted from source. Error detection caused by noise or other impairments during transmission from transmitter to the receiver. Error correction is the detection of error and reconstruction of the original error from free data. The IP handle datagram, the TCP IP internet protocols. And now let's proceed to the segmentation. So ayun na nga yung parang yung best meaning ng segmentation, error assembly, and error detection. And now let's proceed to the physical topology. Physical topology refers to the interconnected structure of a local area network, or the LAN, in a method employed to connect the physical devices on the network with cables, and the type of cabling used all constitute the physical topology. It refers in the way in which network is laid out in a physical. The reason why we should be using physical topology, because the function well with physical topology, the media type to be used can be easily found out in the topology. All the cables and media type is determined and function are better with the topology as it connects to the network. And let's proceed to the categories of topology. The first one is the mesh. A mesh topology is a network that's set up where each computer and network device is interconnected with one another. This topology setup allows for most transmission can be distributed even if one of the connection goes down. Mesh topology is a type of networking where all nodes cooperate to distribute data among each other. This topology was originally developed 30 years ago for military application, but today they are typically used for things like home automation, smart HVAC control, and smart buildings. Because simply mesh a great interacting structure, for example, at tennis nets and football goals. In a mesh network topology, each network node has a point-to-point connection to all other nodes present in the whole computer network. This means that there are dedicated links between each other pair of a network devices. Ibig sabihin nun, parang nag-workshop point to point lang. Tapos, parang connected yung mga, parang for example is, lahat ng parts niya is connected to each other. O, may kanya-kanya silang kinokonektahan. And, let's proceed to the Bush topology. Bush topology definition is, this is one of the most simplest physical topology used for the network. This topology is famously used for the local area network or the LAN. In this topology, all nodes are connected through a single cable known as backbone. If backbone cable is damaged, the entire network breakdowns. Parang ibig sabihin nito, pag nasira yung bush, parang masira ang bush o is kahit maliit lamang na parte niyan, hindi na mag-work yun. Hindi na mag-work. So, ayun nga, napaka-importante ng bush. And now, let's proceed to the star topology. A star topology is a local area network in which all nodes are individually connected to a central connection point. Like a hub or a switch, a star takes more cable than EG or a bus, but the benefit is that cable fails, only one node will be brought down. Pero sa pagkakaalam ko is ang star topology is pinaka the best o mas kilala, parang ganun. And now let's proceed to a ring topology. A ring topology is a network configuration where the device connection creates circular data path. Each network device is connected to two others like points or signals together. The devices in a ring topology are referred to as a ring network. And now, in a wide area networks or WAN, metropolitan area networks, a ring topology is used as the topology for the backbone. Sometimes called is a city ring to use in both directions to have distinctive paths. May advantage pala yung ring topology kasi nare-reduce na yung data collision para sa isa't isa para makapag-remove it. To release a data packet after receiving token. Token passing makes topology perform better than bus topology under heavy traffic. Ito yung sinasabi ko. The star and extended star are the most popular topologies for Ethernet network. This type network is easy to set up, relatively expensive, and provide more redundancy in topologies. Yung network is parang ano daw siya, parang pinakamadaling i-set up, tapos mura lang din siya, tapos ang easy niyang i-provide. Thank you for listening, classmates. Sana may naintindihan kayo. Nabubulol ako kasi patulog na ako eh. Nag-record lang ako 2:35 p.m. Thank you for listening, classmates. Thank you, sir. Bye.